Have you ever spent hours on an edit that has good transitions, good effects, good shakes, but it still feels off? And no matter how much you tweak the transitions, it still doesn't quite feel smooth? The reason might be simpler than you think. It's something you're doing before even starting the transitions, your clip selection. Most people just pick cool clips, not clips that connect. And that's why their edits feel random instead of smooth. So in this video, I'm going to show you how to actually find and choose clips that flow, how to not ruin your flow with transitions, and at the end, I'll even show you how to make your edit flow when you have limited clips. Alright, so first of all, what even is flow? Flow is when your edit feels like one continuous movement instead of a bunch of random clips. A punch continues into the next shot, a zoom carries over, a character's movement finishes where the next one begins. The motion never feels like it just stops. If your edits feel random, the reason is simple. Your clips don't connect. The easiest way to understand what I'm talking about is to think of it kind of like a sentence. If I say random words like car, run, phone, blue, that's what a lot of edits look like, just random clips put together. But if I say I got in the car and drove to the store, everything feels connected and it makes sense. That's what your clips should look like, a sentence, not just random words. So you may ask, how do I actually find clips that flow? The first problem I see way too many people making when they try to find clips that flow is that they don't get enough clips, so they try to force clips that don't work together. And the solution to it is pretty simple actually. You just download as many clips as you possibly can. Because in a way, editing is just like cooking. If you have only a few ingredients, you're limited to what you can make. But if you have a lot of ingredients, you can pick and choose the best combination. Editing is the same. To find clips that link together, you need options. When looking through the clips, I try to find what editors call links, which is when two clips have similar movement, similar camera motion, similar character position, or anything else that can make the two clips connect. Once I find these links, I start placing them on the beats and test which one connect the best. Now, another problem is when you're just starting, it's kind of hard to see those links. You just don't really notice them yet. The solution for this is honestly just experience. The more you edit, the better you'll get at recognizing which clips link together. But something that really speeds up that process is watching other people's edits, because then you can see what links they used and you can apply that to your own edits, which will help you recognize links way faster. Now, sometimes you'll find two clips that almost link together, but not quite perfectly. This is where a lot of people will give up on that clip. But you don't have to. You can actually use time remapping to fix the flow. For example, if a character moves his hand to the right at the start of the clip and your next clip has the character moving his hand to the left, you can reverse the first clip at the end so the hand goes to the right, then back to the left, which will flow into the next clip way better. Another problem is when the direction of your clips don't match. Maybe in one clip the character is facing right and in the next they're facing left. Even if the movement is similar, because they're facing the opposite directions, it won't flow. The solution is really simple. Just flip the clip horizontally. It helps a lot more than people think, and it can turn a clip that doesn't work into a clip that flows perfectly. Now, let's say you did all this, you picked the perfect clips, but your edit still doesn't feel smooth. The problem is probably your transitions. A lot of people make the mistake of just using random transitions, whatever they feel like doing at the time, instead of using transitions that continue the movement of the clips. For example, if you have two clips and the second one is more zoomed into the character's face, you should transition into the face so it feels like the camera is moving closer. The question you should always ask yourself while making the transitions is, how can I make this transition as seamless as possible? If you think like that, your edits will instantly look way smoother. But here's another big problem. Let's say you're editing a specific anime or character that has very limited amount of clips. You won't be able to make all of them flow into each other, and there's only so much you can do with normal transitions. So what's the solution? Creative transitions. Creative transitions are basically when you use effects to connect two clips that usually don't really work together. One of the most common ones I use in my edits is the mask transition. It's where you mask the character or the object from the next clip and bring it into the clip before right at the end, so when it transitions, the movement and position continues, which makes it feel really smooth. But this only works if you choose the right clip. A big mistake I see people making too too often is using a clip where the character gets cut off by the frame and then you can see the edge of the mask, which looks really bad. But as long as you use it properly and choose the right clips for it, it's an easy way to keep the flow of the edit even if you don't have perfect clips. Another really good one is an eye transition, where you zoom into an eye and the next clip is inside it, or you zoom out of the eye and the previous clip was inside it. Just make sure the eye clip is actually close to the eye of the character, because if you have to zoom too much, the quality will look bad. This is another example of a creative transition I've been using recently. I don't really know what it's called, but I got the idea from some TikTok edits I've seen, and in my opinion it looks quite cool, but it only really works if your song allows it. Now these are just a few of the creative transitions you could use, but you can really get creative with it. For example, in this one edit, I transitioned between these two clips by making the eye glow in the first clip and the volleyball glow in the second. Then I meshed the position and the sides of both of them, which made it look really smooth. So as long as you can create a visual connection between the two clips with effects, masks, or anything else you can think of, you can make the clips flow even if they don't naturally connect. And if you want to learn how to do these transitions, how to find better clips, and basically anything else you need to know to make edits like mine, I go way more in depth in my editing academy. And you will also get access to my private community of editors who are all trying to improve just like you. If that sounds interesting, the link will be in the description. Before I finish the video, I want to warn you about a mistake that I used to make often, which caused me to scrap a lot of edits in the past and waste multiple hours. The mistake was choosing the clips first and then thinking about the transitions, because when you do that, you end up forcing two clips that don't really work together. So if you don't want to end up like me and scrap a bunch of your edits, make sure you plan and even visualize your transitions when you're choosing the clips, so you already know exactly what transitions you'll use for every single clip you use. Anyways, I hope this video helped you. If it did, I'd recommend you to check out this video next. Peace.